very special live with special guests that you guys don't know who they are. We want to change that tonight, right, Cassie?
Yes, I'm gonna pull it up so I can see the chat.
And we've got, I think, 107 people coming in, so we want to give everybody just a minute to get, there we go, get settled in here. And hey Jackie, hey Linda, hey Lori, thank you guys so much for stopping by today. And we'll go ahead and get started. So you guys see a couple guys sitting here next to me, and I'm going to tell you first who they are, but then I'll let them introduce themselves. So you guys may have recently seen us recommend or share information about a company that we like. Basically, it's not beef jerky.
It's not.
It's not steak on the grill, but it's somewhere in between. That's what I try to describe to my friends. It's called Wag Bar, and the owners of Wag Bar, is that the correct way to put it?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Do we deny it? I mean, if we're going to deny it,
I think we're certainly the owners, but we're also the janitors.
Oh, that's right. That's
The
right.
mastermind.
That's right.
So they take out the trash and they package it and put a stamp of approval on it. I'll let them introduce yourselves.
Yeah, my name's John,
And I'm Rue Woosley, and we're with the Wag Bar. I guess the best way to start is kind of say how we got started.
Yeah.
And I owned a cattle company and was doing commercial cow-calf operation. And then if you all remember in Oklahoma, I guess, well, it's probably been 10,
we're old,
15.
by the way. So it's been a while.
Yeah, 10, 15 years ago, we had those droughts back to back.
Oh, bad droughts.
And your cow-calf, commercial cow-calf operation, your margins are pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're talking about feed, you're talking about hay. Well, hay bales went from $25, $30 a bale to $100, $110 if you could get them.
Yeah.
And you're looking at on a commercial cow-calf operation, maybe $250, $300 profit a head.
Mm-hmm.
And that math doesn't work. And I'm not real good in math, but I figured that one out pretty quick.
It's not the Oklahoma State education.
We have the
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner and
Yeah.
pistols firing is
We
a controversy
noticed
thing on here.
that when we pulled up here because everything on their property has OU.
This almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
You almost put it in reverse.
And I went to OSU for like 11 years.
Both of us.
But so,
The math doesn't work.
yeah, so the math doesn't work. And so I was trying to figure out another way to do cattle, but be able to pay the bills too. And so ended up doing some research and stuff, and we started doing Wagyu beef. And so we started raising Wagyu cattle. And then that ended up being where we ended up having a distribution company.
Did you go to Japan for those?
No.
Because Japanese.
Now, you have to understand now, we're in rural Tulsa County, right? So when you say Wagyu around there, people look at you straight.
Yeah, people are like,
I mean, it's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
And they look more frail because they're a smaller boned animal. So there is a little bit of pride you have to swallow when you make that transition.
It's like when we got our Highland cattle, my dad, who's a Angus guy, beef cattle, he was like, what is out there?
Did you go to Scotland for those?
Exactly. And then you hear all the time, where are you massaging them and feeding them beer? And I'm like, no, we're doing it the Oklahoma way.
Yeah.
But so we started doing that. Well, then we ended up selling subprimals to restaurants and country clubs and everything like that. And ended up having a group come in and interested in buying the operation. And of course, my philosophy is I sell low and I buy high. Okay?
Yeah.
So it worked out perfectly to where I sold low and then it blows up after I'm out of it, right? So, but at least I'm consistent.
That's
There you
right.
When
That's
people
right.
have asked us, what's the Wag Bar? And we're like, well, you know, have you heard of Wag? Say, oh yes, I have.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
so when they came and bought the cattle company and the distribution company, there was a couple of things we pulled out of that. The Wag Bar was just a concept, but we pulled that out. And so once that was sold, well, and I kept my brand, you know, that's kind of a personal deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like your name.
Yeah.
So we kept the brand and the concept, and then we worked on putting the recipe together, getting all that, and that took a year, and then brought John in the picture because I needed somebody smarter than me to help get this thing
And
going.
he didn't have many friends,
No.
so.
Clearly.
But that was the funny thing about Rue called me. We were having coffee one day he had sold the company. I had just gotten out of a company that I had helped start as well. And we were talking about what we were gonna do next. And Rue says, so I've got this idea for this meat bar that I think could be, and in my mind, I'm like, we are not starting a company around a meat bar. What is a meat bar? Like Meatloaf's cousin or something? You know, I had no idea what he was even talking about. But as we left, he threw in my truck some samples that you had made up, some prototypes.
In his own
And-
kitchen, or
Oh, no, no.
Yeah. Right. I wondered that too, Cassie.
Now, they did look like they were made in my kitchen.
Yeah. So the next morning, they're staring at me, and I knew he would ask me if I tried them, right? So out of obligation, I tried one and was blown away by the taste and thought, we could start a company around this. So that's kind of when we decided to.
Yeah.
and
to-
when was that? How long ago?
That was the very end of 2019.
Yeah, and like I said, buy low, sell high, right? So start this, and then the pandemic comes,
But that's right. That's right.
you know? So
Yeah.
that's kind of the way we roll.
Yeah. So that's how we got started.
Go big or
So,
go home.
That's right, that's right.
So a lot of you guys may be wondering, well, why are they sitting in Walker Farm fam's living room tonight? Like, why are they here?
We've been asking the same question.
So,
We got asked that a few minutes ago by the walkers.
so we thought it was pretty special. Anytime you work, so we work with a lot of different people. A lot of them come and go, but you rarely find
No
somebody.
one's ever been to our house though.
You rarely find somebody to work with right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, right,
I mean, these
right.
are our neighbors.
Yeah.
They just happen to be successful in starting a meat bar company, and you know, we thought it was a really cool story, and couldn't miss on the opportunity to have you guys share it firsthand.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions as we're going through this, drop them down, and maybe they can answer.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
some of our moderators are in here. They can help us out if someone asks something. If you put it in all caps, it helps. You guys haven't seen our video yet, but I did get glasses, so I can see this now.
Is the volume all the way up on that?
I don't know.
Okay, so hopefully if you turn your volume all the way up, you can hear
People tell me
everything.
I have a loud voice.
Hey, Fancy on 14. But they said they could hear our laughing really good. Our talking was kind of hit or miss.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we'll try to talk loud.
Perfect.
So we have some fun things in store. We have some questions. You guys have some questions. But we have shown the Wag Bar on some videos, and you guys have been amazing to go over and check those out. That's one reason why they're here, because of you awesome viewers who have went over and shown them some love and given them some feedback. So
The Wag Bar, is they kind of told you the history on how it got started, but they have teriyaki, original, pepper,
Hot and spicy.
and hot and spicy.
Yeah, and if I may,
tomorrow, Fancy on 14, I will. I have one in my pocket.
it's never too terribly entertaining to have a discussion about meat bars, you know? And so that's why we do have some giveaways and some prizes.
Yeah,
and
we
some
want this
things
to be fun.
to make it
Yeah.
kind of fun. But we do want to say a couple of things about it. Is one of the things that was important to us when we were developing this is for it to be a natural, good, clean source of protein. And so there's no nitrates, no antibiotics, no hormones, no all of that other fabricated stuff. It's just true beef, clean protein.
Not a
And
bunch
that's what
of
someone-
extra sugars.
Someone
That's
asked
right.
if there's sugar in it.
Yeah.
Just a bit of sugar.
Yeah, I think I want to say it's a bar is 1.35 ounces, which is maybe a little bit more than you'd want to just eat in a setting. It's kind of a lot.
Yes.
2 grams of sugar in this
Yeah.
one.
There you go.
I've taken some with me when I go to track meets, and if it's lunchtime, eat the whole thing, not a problem. But I've
As a
also
snack.
just carried it in my pocket, take a bite,
Yeah,
go on, and it's made a good snack for throughout the day. Like if I have, like a little beef stick or something that's gone in 5 seconds.
that's right.
But if you try to eat the whole thing as a snack, then you're like, why did I should have saved some
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. And so you're talking about a product that'll fill you up, that's clean and good for you, that's 90 calories.
Right. And we're gonna give some away.
Yeah.
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 And that's kind of the format. Can I let them know what's coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna we've got some questions that people can respond to. We'll give away some Wag Bars. We've got some hats. We've got some coffee mugs. And then we've got a grand prize at the end too.
You guys know what a grand prize is.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
best.
an afternoon with John.
Grand prize.
Okay.
So be sure and stay tuned. And then we also have, if we should mention it now, the code that's running. So just for this event and an hour after it wraps up, if anyone goes to our website, mywagbar.com, you can use live 15 and get a 15% off discount, which is the biggest discount we ever offer. So take advantage of that too.
So it's live 15 is live in all caps, or does it matter?
It's not case sensitive. Yep.
Okay.
So Jody Foster said, do they taste like jerky or like a Slim Jim?
Well, that's a great question.
What do you all think?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
My opinion is they are not greasy like a Slim Jim, because like when I bite into a Slim Jim and I'm chewing on it, all I can taste is grease with
That's
every
right.
single bite. With these,
And your
they're
hands are greasy when you're finished.
yeah, and your hands are greasy when finished. These are not like that. They are a leaner beef to me, and they have just as much or more flavor than a Slim
Yeah,
Jim.
I think you're gonna find the texture is gonna be between what you think of as a Slim Jim and what you think of as beef jerky. Because beef jerky sometimes, you kind of tug on it and then you kind of maybe chewing on it for a long time and then
Yeah.
you just swallow it. This is certainly not gonna do that.
No.
But it's gonna be really I like to think of it as a happy medium between the two.
We have a lot of people watching from Canada in different places. Do you ship all over, or United States only, or
US only.
US
right now.
only?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, Canada. We're coming though.
And
We've
someone
dealt with
asked,
that before. We had to ship one time to Canada and it cost me like $36.
Yeah, well,
Right.
and that's the problem, is because Canada, you can do that with, but the shipping on it is just prohibitive for an item that's our.
Consumable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for some reason, this is probably weird, but I think of it like if a breakfast bar was a beef bar, this is what it would be. Like, for some reason, I always think of that. Like every time someone's like, "Well, what is it like?" and I automatically think of like a breakfast bar, but in a meat form. So because you can't explain it like a bag of beef jerky or a Slim Jim, or because it doesn't compare to those
That's
things
right,
really.
That's right.
Somebody says, is there cayenne pepper or black pepper in all of them?
Someone asked, is there black pepper in every variety?
No.
Not in every variety.
No, but there are no cayenne pepper.
That's right.
Your pepper is gonna have it, obviously,
Yeah.
is gonna have it. And then your hot and spicy is gonna have it.
And I will say I am not good at eating hot and spicy stuff, but I was able to eat the hot and spicy when I like paced myself. If I was
Yeah.
just gonna eat
Yeah.
the whole thing, it would have
Yeah.
got to me.
Yeah.
Right.
But eating it as a snack, it wasn't too hot for
Well,
me.
the truth is, my favorite one is the original flavor because it's not hot, but it's got flavor to it.
Yeah.
It's got something to it. So some people, if I eat that hot and spicy, I need to have some water.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
So somebody says, there onion or onion powder? I'll tell you what, somebody asked me to do this, I'll do it real
Jackie
quick.
Saylor asked for you
All
to
right,
read the whole package.
I'm going to
Yeah.
read the ingredients real quick, and this is, there's only a handful. So, American Wagyu beef, water, sugar, salt, celery, juice powder, lactic acid, hydrolyzed soy protein, and spice, extract. So that's it.
That's right.
I mean-
And the hydrogenized soy powder and the lactic acid, the purpose of that being in there is to give it the shelf-stable
Yeah.
properties. Because, they're good for a year, until you open it.
Right.
There-
So less than a dozen ingredients. And anytime you can find a package that's gonna set in the shelf for a year
Right.
with that few ingredients, you're doing pretty good.
And your
Can
two,
you hand me that
and
box, please?
your two big ones are beef and water.
Yeah,
So-
the very first ones are beef and water.
This is gonna answer several questions all in one. Someone said, is there a variety pack? Right on the front right there, you probably can't see it, but that sticker says variety. And I've noticed our boxes that we have in the pantry, there's always a sticker on the front with the kind,
That's
correct?
right. Yeah.
And this one says variety. And so someone said, can you tell all of the different kinds? You guys may have done that when I'm reading, but this one is original, the blue's original. The yellow is teriyaki. And the orange, which is my favorite color, but I do like Boomer Sooner, is hot and spicy. And
It's not a good point for us.
we already got them here,
I
so
know.
it's okay.
Right.
I can't leave now.
What is that brown? That's brown.
Kind of maroonish brown,
It's-
yeah.
Kind of a crimson color. Peppered.
So,
So there is a variety and a little
Oh.
something for everybody. Whoop.
somebody said how much protein. It says right on the package, 14 grams of protein, depending on the one, 3 or 4 grams of carbs and 90 calories.
Gary went on low carbs about a month and a half ago, and these have been his best friends.
Yeah,
nice.
I did low carb for about 35 days, and this was one of the few things that I could eat because I would try to eat less than
That's awesome.
20
Yeah.
grams of carbs.
Yeah.
And so when I was hiking, I ate them. When I was out in the truck working on fence, I ate them. Just they're
That's
nice
cool.
and handy to have as a.
They're handy.
Yeah.
You can throw them in the truck, you can throw them in your purse, in your backpack,
Yeah.
do whatever.
Should we give some away? Or were you
Yes.
gonna say something? I interrupted you. You sure?
I was gonna throw out real quick,
Yeah.
some people said they can't buy today. Today, you get 15% off, but always in our description, you can use, Walker 10 for 10% off.
That's right.
So that's always available.
If I could just interject one thing about that. So my deal is, so when you buy them, you're buying 12, right? So you're buying 12 original, 3 with 4 different flavors, right? But we also have them on Amazon. And on Amazon, you can buy 4 bars.
Oh,
You
okay.
can buy 4 bars with all 4 original, 1 of each flavor. If you haven't tried them, you don't know if you like them or
And you want a
not.
whole box.
Yeah, that way you just got 1 of each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
And
it's a
you certainly can
good
do
way
that.
that you could try it as well.
yeah.
Or you could win some.
Or you
Or
could
you
win
can
some.
some.
All right, so the first win-win, John, do you wanna tell them?
So we decided to do just the one only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be for a box of Wag Bars, and this is gonna be you guys seeing it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it in the comments. So you guys have
Some
to be.
people's chat can be a little different. It's what Gary and I say
Okay,
goes.
everybody prepare, get ready. You have to do it first. The first one that Cassie sees is the winner.
Yep.
And if you see something different in your chat, I'm sorry. Cassie's eyes,
That's
you just saw
right.
her brand new glasses.
That's
She
right.
just got back from the eye doctor.
I got these today because I told him I need these for the live chat so I can give away some Wag Bars.
So Cassie's, you guys are about to answer the question, and the
Uh-huh.
first one to get it right is the winner, according to Cassie.
All right, so get your fingers ready. The first one to put the steak emoji into the comments gets a box of Wag Bars.
That is
Steak
easy
emoji,
enough.
go!
Find that steak emoji, put it in the chat. First one I see is the winner of a box of Wag Bars, and I'll make sure Gary doesn't eat any before you get them.
If you get 11, it was.
Oh, Michelle Blaylock was the first steak that I saw.
All right, me too.
Michelle, we'll get some out your way. They'll-
Yeah, if,
Let me get a post-it note.
right, no, okay.
Or, yeah, and I'll put
Or-
it on there.
I don't know if it's this exact box, Gary.
It won't be this.
Okay, we'll do that, yeah.
Yeah, but
I feel you gonna write it down, Cassie?
Yeah,
or I can write it down too.
okay.
Okay.
And if our moderators would put our email address in there, Gary and Cassie Walker at gmail.com.
Michelle Blaylock, it's all yours. Congratulations.
So, Michelle, if you will email us at Gary and Cassie Walker, all spelled out, at gmail.com, we will get your information to John, and we'll make sure you get your Wag Bars.
And we're gonna verify you. We're gonna verify you. Back on a comment you did on our video, we're gonna go back and verify you. So no scammers. You're not gonna get through. So we've done this a time
Been
or
there,
two.
done that.
We've been around the world.
Yeah, and so don't worry. Some of you guys that are having trouble finding the emoji, there's more ways to win that don't involve emojis later.
That's right,
So
yeah. We got more coming.
Because I don't even know what an emoji is. That would have been a problem.
Rue
They-
says that is not fair.
Yeah, that isn't fair.
Right.
they just informed us this is their first time to ever be on a live video, and they're doing really awesome.
Well, and we think it might
Be our last.
we driving out here, we're like, what are we doing?
Who decided to do this?
When Gary walked off camera, you couldn't see him back there, but all he was doing to me was this. I don't know what that means.
Well, one reason why we decided to partner with them and feel so strong about it is because on their packaging it says beef with a purpose. Would you guys like to explain what that means?
Thank you for bringing that
Yeah.
up. So it's interesting because you have all of these products, right, that have different names and everything, and then they have kind of a slogan. All of them have something, you know. Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions, right? Probably one of the most popular ones. And so when we were trying to come up with the name, the Wag Bar, which clearly that didn't take too much brain. But so we tried to put our brain power in our slogan, and we came up with beef with purpose. And the reason that we did that and how it came up was that for every box of Wag Bars we sell, we donate a meal to feed my starving children. And that's an important organization to John. And another thing that was important when I had the cattle and distribution company, and still is as we have this company, is Iron Gate in Tulsa. So you know, it's nice to help the whole world, right? But it's also important to help your community. And Iron Gate is kind of a soup kitchen that feeds homeless people. And so when I had the distribution company, we would go over there once a quarter or whatever and drop off hundreds of pounds of beef, right? And of course they want it, but there's always a problem. Where are you gonna store all of this beef? And they gotta have freezer for it. Well, now these things, you know, we can drop off, you know,
Like
500 boxes.
we drop off pickup truck loads.
Right,
Yeah.
and they can just put them in the broom closet.
Absolutely.
And then these things can be heated up and used as a base protein for meals that they serve there. They can put them in their baskets when they go out on the street and hand them out to people. So we said it's more than a beef bar, it's beef with purpose. And our purpose is to help our community and to help the larger community.
Well, and I don't know if you've known this, but Gary's actually served at Iron Gate. So
Yeah.
when we
Is
found that out, we were like,
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
I volunteered a couple different times with Iron Gate. A great ministry.
Awesome.
Being able, I know one day we served breakfast, and then after we were done with that, we handed out sacks of groceries. So they were feeding to start the day and not throughout the day. And then when I saw that online, I think that was when we were like, yeah, we need to give these a try because it kind of hit home, knowing that you guys supported them as well.
And that's when we started this, we both said, you know, whatever we do next is going to be, obviously we have to be profitable as a business or you're not sustainable.
You're not in existence.
But
We're doing pretty good, not me.
But it was important to both of us that we had something bigger than the two of us, and it's been cool to be able to do that.
It has, and as we grow, we have more plans
Right.
that are a little bit larger
That's
to
right.
do that. And then, of course, we're big on Veterans Day,
Yeah.
and that's a big deal for me.
So Rue's an Army veteran. We didn't
Oh,
talk
thank
about
you,
that.
thank you for your
service.
thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd have known me in the service, you probably wouldn't be. Thank you for leaving.
That sounds like my father-in-law.
Yeah, my dad is an Army veteran, and get him going.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I tell the story? Remember the recruitment video when we were kids? It said something like, the Army, we do more by 6 a.m. than most people do all day.
Yeah. And to me, that was appealing.
Yeah.
You know, because it just sounds cool.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know, when you do more before 6.
Yeah, he thought, what, are we done by 6?
Yeah, but not just, you just.
There go the hats.
That's funny.
So do we want to give away a hat?
Yeah,
let's
sounds
show-
great.
That's
All
a really nice hat too.
So we've got a Wag Bar hat. It's got some cattle brands on it as well. It's a snapback hat.
Can I win this? If I'm the
No,
first
Cassie.
to say it out loud?
No, Cassie.
No, you get to have one.
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's right. So
All right.
people have to pay attention on this because the question is, what kind of beef is used in the Wag Bar? First one to comment, what kind of beef is used in the Wag Bar is gonna
Yes.
get a hat.
And as
And
soon as I
Cassie-
see it, I'll
Cassie's
verify
picking.
it.
All right.
So what kind of beef do they use? Oh,
Chickasaw Scott. You got it, Chickasaw Scott.
All right.
So congratulations. That was quick there with the
Yeah,
typing.
I feel like Chickasaw Scott was reading our notes from the phone.
Man, maybe.
Chickasaw, you got that zoom, that ultra zoom on your computer.
Yeah, so email us at GaryandCassieWalker@gmail.com or Chickasaw Scott. You can, I think you message me through Facebook sometimes. Hi sis, you want to say hi?
Mazzy wants to tell everybody hi.
Awesome. I know your makeup is beautiful. Mazzy got all dolled up for the occasion.
Nice.
But Michelle Blaylock, also, you can email or message me on Facebook. That would be perfectly fine. A lot of you guys do that anyway. So,
Do you want to tell them what the coupon code is just for this event?
yes, I've been typing it in the chat, but it's live15. And myself, as well as Brandon over at Rustic Woodwork and Family, he's been putting the link in there, and I've pinned it. So if you use live15 and you use the link to go over to Wag Bar, you can get 15% off. But always in our description, you can get 10% off. But tonight, they're giving you guys 15% off, and that's good for how long?
An hour after we're done.
An hour after we're done. So if you're watching this later, use our link in the description for 10% off. Ransom, you want to
There's
come?
the big man.
come on.
Ransom
there.
didn't do his
Come
makeup
on.
for this occasion,
You
luckily.
look so good.
So you guys know the kids always love to come and talk to you guys.
Say hi.
Mazzy's a little bit picky, so I don't think she's tried the Wag Bar.
Tell Ransom, tell
But
them where
Ransom tried it on the mountain when he
tell
was
them where
hiking.
we went. Can you tell where we went?
Went on a hiking trip.
What did you eat while you were there?
A Wag Bar.
Was it good?
Which one?
The hot one.
The
The
hot
hot
and
one.
Oh,
spicy.
you did.
That's awesome.
With no water.
He loves the hot and spicy. He even shared one with his buddy Philip, and Philip liked it too, didn't he?
That's great.
And what's funny is some of our friends from church that was there, Philip and his dad, Derek, they tried it. And then his wife has a friend who's, I don't know, maybe doing low carb or something too, but she was eating them at school, and she was telling her husband about it. He's like, yeah, Gary's already given me some. I've already tried them. She's like, what?
That's
So
great.
it's kind of funny how, you know, go get some water,
One
how it's making its way this way. Because honestly, I hadn't heard of it before now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it seems as though it's getting really popular, and
the
people
word's, the word's getting out.
yeah, the power of
Places
social
you-
media.
Yeah.
You want to tell them anything?
Hey, can I ask you a question? You know, the last video I saw you in, you know, you were dressed up in your baseball uniform. Do you remember that? And it had thunder on it and everything. And then you gave your dad, what is that called?
This one.
Fist bumps, because you were gonna go play. Can you tell everybody if you played your game and how you did?
I slid on home base.
He slid at
He slid a home plate.
That's
And-
like
Like
a
a real baseball
And Mama
player.
had to wash your pants because you got them so dirty, huh? That's his highlight is sliding into home every time, no matter what, huh?
But I've gotta point out, I love your haircut.
When
Your haircut.
we need to get those sides trimmed
is
up.
awesome, man.
And at school, your hair can't touch your collar, so I told him if
It's getting
Mr.
close,
Stamper
isn't it?
kicks him out, that's on him. He said,
Ooh.
"Well, I have to walk home."
That's great.
So I said, do I have to like stay outside for the whole time?
Oh, stay outside until I'm
For all of
finished.
school, till school's out?
You should say, "Well, just get your scissors and trim it for me." We got to get you trimmed up this weekend, don't you? All right, you want to tell everybody bye?
So somebody said, what is Wag Beef? So it's technically not Wag, it's not just Wagyu, it's American Wagyu.
That's right.
And so if you guys are familiar with our channel, you know that we raise Angus, and we have Hereford bulls. So we have an Angus Hereford cross, and we raise our beef cattle, the beef that we eat ourselves, we raise from those cattle. So you take an American cattle, which I would consider that an Angus Hereford cross or Angus beef, and you cross a Wagyu bull to those Angus cows, and that is an American Wagyu. Is that correct?
Right. That's correct, yeah. So what we do is we have Wagyu bulls, and Wagyu is a breed, and it originated in Japan, and everybody calls it Kobe beef, right? But really, and of course, I'm talking about something that I learned about, so it's not like I knew this. But Kobe is like a province, like a city in Japan, and that's where it kind of originated from. And so when people refer to Kobe beef, they're talking about Wagyu beef. Well, if you've ever eaten 100% Wagyu beef, there's a reason why they only generally serve it like an ounce at a time or whatever, because it's so marbled that the texture of it's almost like a pate, and to where I didn't care too much for that. But when you cross it with Angus, what you end up getting is the texture and the taste of Angus beef, but it feels and tastes like you maybe grilled it in butter, except it's a healthier beef, and so everybody calls it the chicken of cattle beef, but that's how we come up with American Wagyu beef. And of course, it's raised in the United States, it's processed here, and it's fed here, and we do everything here. But it is a very marbled beef product.
Yeah, if you've ever seen the Wagyu steaks, the image of it, it's marbling all the way inside and out, through and through. And so the American Wagyu I've seen, because I kind of researched a little bit after I've learned about you guys, and very similar. And so just a really high quality meat. And I think that's the difference in the bars, is you're getting the best of the meat.
That's right.
To where a lot of the jerky products, I don't know what quality they're necessarily putting in it, but
on jerky,
Probably like Boris hot dogs.
Stop.
Leftovers.
and this is just the truth, because when you make jerky, and the reason that this isn't considered jerky is because you have water content. All of it has to go through USDA approval and everything. And so they have benchmarks that qualify it as jerky or whatever, right? And so you have to dehydrate it so much for it to be beef jerky, right? So when you dehydrate a product that much, then you're taking a lot of the taste and the tenderness out of it. And so just because it's beef jerky, they're going to get the leanest, and you have select, choice, and prime, and they're going to get select, and they're going to get their leanest beef cuts, because when you dehydrate it, you're losing 70% of it, right? And so that just is the reason that they do it.
yeah.
So,
Well, a couple of things in the chat. Some were saying they're just not quite fast enough to type it in. In the next week or two, we'll be giving away a box on our channel. So Gary has several boxes in there. I'm just throwing an audible that he's going to give one of his boxes away. So when we do stuff like that on a video, we have them comment, and they have about a week, and then we randomly pick a comment.
Oh,
so those of you that aren't able to type it in fast enough, you'll have equal opportunity then.
Well, can we participate in that?
Yeah.
with you?
If you would like to.
Absolutely.
So that instead of one, we have two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a whole truckload. I mean, you guys
Stop,
can fix
stop.
that on the way home.
We'll do, and it'll probably be about a week from now, and we'll do that video. And that way, a lot of people are saying, I'm doing the rewatch. A lot of people, a lot of people will watch this tomorrow morning when they wake up and they have free time. So there's going to be a chance for you too. So just hold on.
That's a great.
And then some people were saying, how can someone answer before you even say it? Well, I'm not an internet person, that's Gary, but what I've noticed is when I'm in a spot where I have bad service, my video is about 5-10 seconds behind. So if some of you guys are here in time, that's why. Brandon was trying to help them out and telling them they might not sometimes they're not live as well. But if it's a little bit lagging, I promise those people aren't cheating. I was joking. But if you have bad internet service, sometimes that's why. And then the last thing I was going to talk about real quick, someone asked if you could show a picture of what they look like. We can show that on one of our videos unless you just have one.
Yeah, let's.
Or do they look similar? Or do you really have a picture in that box of them?
No.
Open up an original.
Yeah.
No,
because-
no, I'm sorry. A picture of what the cow looks like.
No, what?
I was like, do you
of
have
the
a picture
cow,
of the
what?
cow in there? You
Well-
got one on your phone?
We can share that in our videos. If he has one, though, that's great too. But
I think I might.
Well, maybe look that up and then.
Do they
Do we
look
wanna-
different?
You know, they're black cows, but they do look different, and their bone structure is smaller. So from an Angus guy going and looking at them, and you know they are pretty proud of their Wagyu cows, you know. And so I go to Iowa to look at this herd of Wagyu cows, of these full blood, and these genetics are, you know, they talk about, you know, they're just bar none, right? And I get there and I'm like, you know, you think of a BCS, you know, when you're rating them and you want to be what, a 7, you know, or up. And these things look like, I was like, you got to feed these guys. You know what I mean? Because
Need some grain.
they're like the little sticks they're standing on, you know, they're smaller framed animals.
Yeah. Well, we'll show a picture in one of our videos. We could throw that up or you can find a little bit. A guy, Nick, was saying that this would be something good for him to carry because he's a paramedic, and when he's in the ambulance and things, and he's going to and from, he could easily eat it. So, you had talked about military. People were asking if you had military discounts or first responder discounts, but with the code, they save 10%
With the
off.
code, yeah, that'll, right now, this is our best discount, the live 15, but then Walker 10 anytime.
Right now you
so.
can save 15% off, and then Walker 10 you can do 10% off. There was something else, but I can't remember it right now. You have anything, Gary?
giveaway time?
We can do another
Is it
giveaway.
time for a giveaway?
So we've got some of these mugs, and I don't think you can really see it here, but it's engraved with the Wag Bar there, and then on this side it says "Beef with Purpose," has a little strap. We were joking earlier; it could be a camping mug, it could be a feed scoop. I don't know what.
Did you not see it a while ago?
No, well, that is one of the coolest mugs. So
Rue whittled it. So.
that's
No,
Rue has a lot of free time when he's not packing beef. He's got his old timer pocket knife, and he made this cut for you guys.
but isn't that kind of cool?
No, this is awesome. We have a second channel called Catching Up with the Walkers.
that's right.
It's kind of a coffee channel. We drink coffee. We
So you need one now.
we shoot the breeze. Yeah, I do.
But you know what I found interesting, because I did not whittle that. But
That's cool.
it's kind of neat looking, and it holds in your hand pretty nice.
That's right.
I do have this picture, but I don't know that it's going to be.
Where they can see it.
And I can send you some that might be a little bit.
So
It looks like a black cow to me.
Yeah.
there are some
But-
American Wagyu cattle.
When you're a cattleman or you're up close, I'm sure you can see a lot of the differences like you were talking about.
And you also, you know,
Yeah, Ransom wants a Wag Bar.
well,
Go get
there's
one
a
out of the
bunch
pantry.
here.
You can go get one out of the pantry.
You can get one of these.
Get one of these right here too.
Grab one, buddy.
Yeah.
Now's the time.
What one
Come
you
on.
want?
Straight from the source. It doesn't get any
Whichever
better.
one. There's
This-
several right
Hey,
there.
remember when we was in Alaska and we drank that glacier water right off the glacier? This is the equivalent right here. You're getting the Wag
Is that
Bars.
what you like?
I'm just spicy.
Yeah.
You're getting it straight from the source, son.
You want me to open it? Here you go.
Okay, so we're giving away the
You
mug,
act shy when
but
people
we'll
are
wait
in
for
person, huh?
Cassie maybe. Are you ready,
All right,
Cassie?
yep, I'm ready.
So again, this is gonna be
There you go.
type in the comments, type in your favorite cut of steak.
So the
Could be
first
any cut.
cut of steak we see is the winner. Your favorite cut of steak.
Yep, just type it in.
Porterhouse, Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
Foster. All right.
JODIFOSTER.
So you can message me on Instagram or Facebook at Walker Farm Fam, or you can email Gary and Cassie Walker at gmail.com. And we will get you your mug.
So Jody Foster, congratulations. And again, if you guys see this late, just slide your bar over to the right and you'll catch
Yeah.
up.
Do you guys sell those mugs online, or is that something special? She's getting one of a kind.
These are, again, Rube
Well,
is downplaying his whittling, but no, these are promotional.
Yeah, we've got like 95 of them.
Right.
And so.
So it is like limited
So it
special
is
editions.
very
It
limited
is.
because
It is.
4 of them are gonna be lost at my house.
Back of your
And-
truck
and
rolling
I-
around.
and I think
exactly
we need
right.
to get you guys some for
Exactly
your coffee time.
We wouldn't complain about that.
How are we doing on time?
Well, we have been going for 40 minutes.
Wow.
So we typically go an hour. When
We
I
try-
get windy, 2 hours. But whatever you guys want to
Yeah,
do.
usually try to keep it around an hour just for the sake of
Yes.
us, but we'll do whatever.
Well, most people don't want to spend an hour with us in a row.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, our wives said, "Are you only gonna be gone until 8:30?" So they're hoping it goes longer.
So a lot of times, the hour mark is good for us, but
that's fine.
as long as we're giving away stuff, I promise you that the
Let's
people
keep-
will not
let's
complain.
Let's keep giving away stuff.
If you guys share this, there's 411 people on here, but so you guys share
Wow.
this and get more people on it. We can't leave people, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can. I can. Cassie can.
But make
She
sure
has a problem.
Make sure you guys subscribe if you're watching. But also, what platforms do you have that they can follow you guys on?
Oh yeah, so we're on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook at My Wag Bar, on any of those platforms, and
we're blowing up TikTok. We've been on TikTok for a
Little
year and a
over a year.
half, and we've got like, I don't know, 20 followers or something.
Oh.
I mean,
I thought you were kind of saying 20,000.
But next week you're starting a YouTube channel, right?
we need to.
Well,
we need to.
I think our social media may be cut kind of quick here.
We'll think about it, sis.
So a funny story though, how we did get started on social media. Rue mentioned we launched the company, then the pandemic hit, and our business distribution model had been, our plan was brick and mortar convenience stores. And when everything locked down, we had to transition to e-commerce, and we had this high-powered marketing meeting between the two of us and decided we should do something on TikTok. And we did this spoof. It was a year ago leading up to Valentine's Day. And we said, rather than give a bouquet of flowers for Valentine's, give a beef bouquet. And we had some TikTok influencer people do this video, and it didn't go viral, I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't think it. I wouldn't.
But it did well enough that it generated sales. And
Cool.
and so that's
And you
kind
guys
of,
became TikTok famous.
well, we're not on TikTok. We're not on TikTok.
And I think doing well is a relative term.
Well, Bill commented and said that he's diabetic and often has troubles with low blood sugars. And so when that happens, the Wag Bar has the right amount of carbs and protein to stabilize him. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's real
great.
cool. I've never heard that feedback.
Nor have I.
That's cool.
That's great.
I passed out several years ago coaching volleyball. I got too hot and maybe, a little excited. But I didn't eat very well that day.
She yells a lot.
I practiced against my girls' 7th hour, and the gym wasn't air conditioned, and so it was really hot. I didn't eat anything. Coached 2 junior high games and then a JV game, and then during the varsity game, I told my sister, I was like, I don't feel so good, and then bam.
Oh my.
And that was very embarrassing because everyone's staring at you, and
Right.
and so, but ever since then, if I get too hot or if I don't eat right or something like that, I start feeling really weird. And so I'll text Gary when he's coming to a game or something. I need some beef jerky or something. Can you bring me something? So now I got stuff I can keep in
That's
my
a good
bag.
bag.
That's even better than,
Right.
he would bring me random things sometimes. But I've told all the people I coach with and stuff, like, if I start acting weird, get me some food.
Yeah.
Because they say once you pass out, like, that affects you for a long time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's something good to have that you can put in there and not worry about. Like, I used to keep breakfast bars and I would open it and they're all smashed to pieces. Or
Right.
Yeah.
and I would assume these last is there even an expiration date on them, or how's that work?
They're a 12-month shelf stable from the date of manufacture.
Gary
So-
says those things are just recommended, though, that they're
All
not.
right, now, when I worked at not the food pitch, but the distribution place, they give you all kinds of guidelines. I'm like, well, if you say so, this 6-month expired soup can, I'm gonna let it go, but that's not in my house, it usually goes out.
Well, that's right.
That's right.
Someone asked how I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
No,
please.
please
I was just
go
gonna say, someone asked how we found out about Wag Bars. Well, if you want me to be completely honest, I follow someone who is famous on TikTok, but they also share their stuff on Instagram. And I
The lady?
I don't mind to say her name. Karaoke. Or,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that the mom's name too? Is that their whole
Judy.
name? Judy.
Judy's the mom.
So we
You
actually
got an
saw.
impersonator?
Well, I can try.
Okay.
But we actually saw them. Our local news station ran a story on them
That's
about
right.
their TikTok
Yeah.
fame. So I looked her up on Instagram because I don't have TikTok, and I started watching them, and I couldn't stop. I was cracking up because I was picturing like me and my mom,
Right.
and stuff. And so I started watching her. Well, she kept talking about Wag Bars. I was like, what is she talking about? And then she was eating one, so I looked it up, and that's how. Oh, Ransom finished the whole thing.
Was it good, buddy?
He's so cute.
And
Oh my
so
God.
that's how I found out
Come here.
about Wag Bar, was them promoting it. So I mean, the promotional thing does help.
Yeah.
But then I looked into it, and we got to know you guys and different things. So it's kind of weird how that all works out, but.
Well, that's right, and I think you contacted us, and then, like you said, Gary, realized we're neighbors practically, which is, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Because most of the people we work with are not in, well, Carrie is,
in Oklahoma
but,
City.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do want to tell you and your subscribers how much we appreciate you guys, because we aren't social media savvy. I mean, we try,
Yeah.
but we really aren't. And it to give us the platform to your viewers, and then to dedicate this amount of time to do that,
Well, it's our
I
pleasure.
really,
Yeah.
really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's, like I said, it's that local connection. We love to support our local community.
Right.
And, you know, when a new store opens up in our town, we're there as much as possible. We'll go there before anybody else. So when we saw you guys and you're in Oklahoma, you're OSU grads, we won't hold it against you. But you're Oklahomans, you're Okies.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so I thought that was pretty cool. And
And then we tasted them, and they were good.
yeah.
So.
And then we were like, all right, we have to have them over.
Well, that's a big deal to us, and we really appreciate you
Yeah.
for doing that,
And
because you didn't have to.
And I do, that's one thing, whenever we work with somebody new in social media, and I think we told this to you guys, that our first step is to let you try some product, because we want people to genuinely like it if they're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It was, they sent us the product, and we tried it probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks before we ever told you guys about it.
Well, and that's what I liked. We get emails all the time about try this, try that, try this, try that. And the people who send us the product and says, there's some people that say, how long is it gonna take you to make a video on that? And then there's people who say, try this, wear this, eat this, whatever. Tell us what you think, then we'll talk about videos and stuff. And that stands out a lot to us, because you guys care about your products, and you know, if I'm gonna have to eat something, I especially want to like it.
That's
Yeah.
right, that's right, that's right.
So that means a lot when we work with people that aren't like, here, eat our stuff. You have 2 days to make a video about it. So,
And we sent a fair amount of junk back.
yeah.
So,
Interesting.
like, if somebody sends us something and we don't like it, we'll say, nope, we're not doing it, and we'll send it right back. Same thing with food. We would have done the same thing, but
Right.
if we like it, we want to share it, because, like we told you, we have a relationship, I feel like, with our
Yeah,
viewers,
yeah.
posting several times a week, that they trust us, and we like to give them our honest feedback. So we're glad that we could recommend it.
That's all. So you mentioned some people on from Canada. Where are other people from? I'm just curious.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
guys give us a shout out of where are you from? Where are you logged in at right now on YouTube?
Yeah, so Keeping It Dutch is in here. He's a local celebrity. We were actually talking about him earlier.
yeah.
We were telling him that we started watching Dutch, and we're like, hey, what about this YouTube thing? And so he said He said, Gary, you need to send me some. But actually, did he eat one at the track meet the other day?
I don't think I gave him one.
Oh,
Sorry,
we're
Dutch.
holding out.
Hidden Heights Farm is in here. Well, they're local, so one of them, they're over by Kenwood and Salina. Some other YouTube friends of ours. So,
Awesome.
hey, guess what? You have a chance to win. We're gonna do another giveaway.
He
Yeah,
said, I
let's do
said,
it.
Brandy's hangry. We
right.
better get this
All
going.
right.
But I
we
hear-
can give away more.
Well, I think that was all they were giving away. Gary.
Oh,
You're
my
trying to
bad.
give away
No,
more
no,
stuff.
no,
Well,
we're gonna keep
It isn't.
going.
It isn't.
Yeah.
We have,
Gary's like Oprah
Well, we've got
out
the
here
grand
just-
prize.
we have that.
Oh yeah, the grand prize.
Yeah.
But we want to do one more before then?
That is
Have
up
we
to
gave
you
away
guys.
one box?
We've given away 2 boxes, or no,
Just one
at
box.
one box,
A hat
a
and
hat
cup.
and a mug.
Well,
Okay.
let's give away another box.
Let's
and then
do that.
the grand prize.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you
For
want to
some-
come up with a question, guys?
Yeah, I can.
So Cassie's gonna come up with a question. While she does, I saw
But
this.
he wanted to know where people were from.
Oh, okay.
You can't see that up there.
Sorry.
Right.
So we got Florida and Oklahoma, Michigan, Texas, North Carolina, Maine, Ohio.
Northern Ireland,
Wow.
Sudbury, Ontario, Canada,
That's so
Portugal,
Louisiana,
or
Georgia,
Portland, Oregon, Wisconsin. Is that a
Arkansas,
cool mug?
Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Ormond Beach, Florida, Northern Ireland, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Hidden Heights, Hawaii, HI,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Michigan, next to Dearborn and Detroit. So yeah, we've got there.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Just all
Okay,
Thank
someone's
you
from
all.
Rose, Oklahoma, and that's where I grew up. So
Rose, America.
there's only like 8 people from there. So let's think of a question. I
All
was
right.
supposed to be doing that while you were talking.
Sorry. So while Cassie's thinking, this is what we're giving away. One more box of Wag Bars. I may be in trouble for this one. We'll see when the live ends how much trouble I'm in. I'm giving away extra stuff, guys.
So there's 12 per box. There's free shipping as well if you order 2 or more boxes. I don't think we mentioned that.
Oh.
But you've got your question?
I believe so. So two or more boxes free shipping. I actually knew that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, if you order
Yeah.
2 boxes, you get free shipping. I think I've told that to several people because they said they love that option. Because a lot of times I'll do that. I'll go over that $50 limit on people's websites or whatever it is
Yeah.
just to get the free shipping.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, question time. You guys that are faithful followers, you know what Gary gives me such a hard time about and says that I'm addicted to. What is my favorite hobby and is probably happening in the pantry right now that now John and Rue are like very scared about. But what is my favorite hobby?
The reason I call Cassie crazy is why.
Yep.
And it's happening in the pantry right now.
Linda?
Yes, we'll say Linda, chicks. So hatching eggs, hatching
Linda
chicks
Hipp.
is one of my hobbies.
HIPP, LINDAHIPP. So Linda, reach out to us and on our email, it's in our page information.
Yeah, so Gary and Cassie Walker at gmail.com, or you can private message me on Instagram or Facebook. So in the pantry, I have 2 incubators going with goose eggs in it as we
Oh
speak.
my gosh,
you
that's
really?
awesome.
So
She just hatched out about 16 chicks from Fancy on 14, another
Yep.
YouTube channel that's on here right now. They gave us some eggs. And so she's a crazy chicken lady. So she has a problem. We haven't found any kind of group to get her into yet to help her out. But and I guess apparently egg prices have really went up. And we
I
have
see so.
a dozen eggs for you guys to send
I
home with
see
you.
'em sitting over
God.
there.
we got
Awesome.
turkey, duck, chicken, and quail eggs over there. So you guys can take some home.
You know,
Wow.
quail and dirty rice is probably the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Quail eggs or
Or
quail?
quail or
Quail eggs and dirty rice.
Quail eggs.
I say that it takes 5 quail eggs to equal an egg, but I say that quail eggs are some of the richest and have some of the best taste.
I don't know what it was, but man, it was delicious.
It's
Yes.
really good.
So we got 4 winners so far. So if you guys will, if I looked at my email, some of you I bet have already emailed me or messaged me, and we'll get your information. Yeah, Hidden Heights Farm is hatching raptor eggs, is what Dutch said.
Yeah, I don't think so, Dutch.
I'll
So-
tell you guys, this place out here is remarkable. It's
Oh,
one
thank
of the
you.
prettiest places. It's about, do you tell them how big it is?
Yeah.
It's about 60 acres or so.
the topography, the layout. If you haven't taken a camera around, it's awesome.
Thank
It
you.
really is. It's remarkable out here.
We love it, and we're very blessed. And when we were talking earlier about the expo with them, and when we had the hog butchering class out here, Gary marked some of his honeydew list off.
Yeah.
He had to get finished before we hosted some people. So
That's great.
we
Yeah,
laugh about that.
We had about 50 people here.
Really?
About 20 participants on a hog butchering class
Yeah,
on how to
that's so
process your own hog.
That's
and we
cool.
built a cold room out here. So that's what that
Oh,
storage
yeah.
unit
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
That's
That's right there.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I was
that's it.
wondering what that was.
Yeah, I'll show it to you before you guys sit out. But
Yeah.
it's
That's cool.
it's a cold room where if we can hang our own deer, if we want to process our own hog, if we ever had a cow break a leg or something, we had to process our own beef. Then we've got a spot to do
Now,
it.
so explain this to me as far as homesteading goes. Is the concept of it, the ultimate concept of it is, because we were talking about this on the way over here, is it to be completely self-sufficient in the sense of food and water, to be able to be completely self-sufficient?
It's to go towards being completely self-sufficient. So I don't know. There's some people that I would say, some friends of ours.
Yes.
that
The Macs come
are.
to mind. We were telling you when we had the expo, we had friends come out and that we got to meet, and the Macs came from Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
Louisiana. And we always look at them as self-sufficient, living off the land. If you need to learn something, learn it from them. For us, we feel we're kind of more, if something bad happens, we're ready. We can do it. But as far as like doing it every single day, you know, we have our own beef. We have when our vegetables come up, but we need to do more of canning and things like that. So we have them for throughout the year. And you know, we don't have like a milk source. We have meat goats and we have beef cattle. But we do have friends that have milk cows or milk goats, and so
But
we could,
between the group,
yes.
Oh yeah, and then we
Yeah.
have friends like Keeping It Dutch that's on here. He's gone off grid.
Oh.
So he's gone to He's got solar panels. He's building his home right now. He wants to be sufficient to the point that he's not relying on the power grid. He's relying on the
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's, I like that.
So like as a whole, kind of where we're at between our friends as a whole, being able to help each other out. You know, they have this, we have that. We do a lot of this, they do a lot of that, and then we have friends that do it all that we're still learning, and
really cool.
can turn to them for help. But like you said, for you on YouTube is if you needed to know something, you went on there and figured it out.
Yeah.
So the homesteading has kind of taken off because there's so many people that aren't like us that just grew up with this and they're just now trying to learn, and they're like, how do I learn everything I need to know in a month? So they're looking on YouTube and then coming like to our Okie Homesteading Expo so they can learn firsthand. They can ask people questions and get their questions answered and things. So
But because there's a lot to that. And, you know, for me, like eating eggs that are not from the grocery store, that just came from the coop, you know, or like John back in the 30s when John was born,
Right.
he was raised on a dairy farm,
Right.
So they had real milk, you know, and it tastes different
Yeah.
than
Oh.
the milk you have. So I've always been interested in it in the sense that it tastes so much better,
Yeah.
right?
And to some people though, it doesn't taste good because they're used to the grocery
Yeah,
store.
because their brain's been washed over the years.
So I've always come from that, right? And then, and I may be talking too much now, so if I am, tell me. But
They'll
this
leave
is-
if they want.
This is right in my wheelhouse as far as this goes. But now I start thinking about, you see all the things that are going on in the world, and you think, it would be kind of nice if you didn't have to depend on the grocery store. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
like he's milling his own lumber when he's building his house, to build his own siding. You don't have to depend on Lowe's
Right.
and the sky high prices one week to another. It takes more time.
Sure.
It makes you slow down. It makes you spend more time together as a family.
Right.
And it aligns with a lot of the goals. But all of us homesteaders, I feel like, have that in common, is we're trying to be more self-reliant where we can.
Yeah.
And some of us have more time than others, you know,
That's right.
and
And at different stages.
resources and,
Yeah.
but it's.
Well, I saw, I get a lot of memes sent to me, and I saw when you were talking about Lowe's and lumber and everything, I saw a meme a friend of mine sent me, and it was a picture that he took, and the guy was parked next to him at the stoplight, and it was a flatbed pickup truck, and he had, I think it was like 5 or 6 2x4s and 2 5-gallon gas containers. And he took a picture because I just saw a millionaire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it's
You gotta
getting.
be careful traveling around like that.
Yeah.
Right. Needs
but
armored help,
yeah,
right?
but when you see all of these prices go up like they are, and you start thinking about that too, makes sense.
Yeah,
Or empty shelves.
that's right.
And that's
And
the bigger.
so at some point when there's nothing available, and you know, and we have our kids and we don't know what's in the meat at the store whenever we didn't raise it. So when we can raise our own beef, we can raise our own pork and
Their own vegetables.
the majority of that is what we're feeding our kids or trying to,
That's so great.
then it's kind of, that's where the value for us really,
I think so.
where
Yeah.
it comes in.
Something real quick. Some people are just getting on and they're asking who our friends are.
Oh,
So,
well.
just quickly, this is John and Rue, who are the owners of Wag Bar that you guys have seen us eat in some of our videos, and we've become friends and invited them out to the farm to go live to tell more about their company and what they do. They have a coupon code for live 15. If you use that up until an hour when we're finished, you can save 15% off. But in our description, we have a code Walker10 that you can always save 10% off. So we wanted to bring them on so that we could find out more about them, and you guys could as well, and just have some fun. You guys probably get tired of seeing us all the time.
And they're Okies, so
And they are.
they've got that going for them. But they're Oklahoma State fans.
I was
on
going
the
to
other
say,
hand.
yeah,
So.
that Rue even had to put me in the middle. He was like, I don't know how I feel about sitting. So we've got a grand prize still
Yeah.
coming up. How we doing on time?
We're at an hour, so
We're at an
let's do
hour.
that.
Let's do the grand
2
prize.
minutes.
we'll do the grand prize, and then we'll have about 5 minutes left. If you have any last minute questions, you want to get them in about Wag Bar or anything for us or for them, just put them down in the comments, and we'll try to get to them. Do we have the final question?
So I'm going to leave that up to you, but I can announce the grand prize.
Okay, what it is?
Yeah, so the grand prize, we're gonna do a $25 Amazon gift card along with a box of Wag Bars. And we are on Amazon as well. I think Rue mentioned that earlier. So, if you're a Prime member and wanna take advantage of that, you can order on Amazon, but, the Live 15, like Cassie just mentioned, gets you 15% off on our website, Walker10 anytime. So,
But the Amazon thing you can use for anything.
that's right, the Amazon
The
gift
Amazon card.
Yeah, you can buy anything with that. That's right.
So it'll be $25 Amazon gift card for you to spend
On whatever you want.
on whatever you want. You might want to buy some fresh veggies or something to go with your Wag Bar.
That's right. There you
I
go.
actually saw somebody, and I want to try this when I go camping. They cut the Wag Bar into like little
Yeah.
strips, and then kind of boil it over the campfire, and then cook it with eggs.
It's awesome.
It kind of rehydrates
I'm gonna
it.
be honest with you. John did that, and he came over to my house, and he goes, you gotta try this. And he cut it up and cracked some eggs and just threw them in on top of the eggs and kind of scrambled it all up together. And I wanna
Some
say,
cheese.
yeah, you put some cheese in. I eat that like 3 times a week now. It's delicious.
So
It's great.
That's
You
on my to-do list.
You've got to try
Oh,
it.
it's awesome.
It's delicious.
But everything to me tastes better over a campfire. So if I can
Well,
do it over
now-
a campfire,
Yeah.
Well, and that deal you got over
Oh,
there,
this
that
is-
big fire over there,
Big
will do it
fireplace.
too.
One other thing we didn't mention that's a little Wag Bar hack is when you get them just unopened in the package, throw it in the microwave for 10 seconds to warm it up a little bit. They're amazing just warmed up. Or in the summer in Oklahoma, the
Dash.
dash. They're great, warm. So
It's good
give
to
that
know.
a try.
See, you wouldn't have known that had they
Right,
not come
right.
out and got on our live. And we were telling some of the people earlier that this is the first time they've ever been on a live. Apparently, they are the the name of the company, but not the face of the company. They keep them in the
For
back.
obvious reasons.
We have the face for radio.
But I think they're doing awesome. So, all right. So grand prize is.
All right, so you're gonna ask the question,
Oh, this is too hard.
and
This-
and you have to answer. The first one that Cassie picks is the winner.
And you said it's for a box plus $25.
Yeah.
25 on Amazon.
And
yeah.
the question, let's make it a homesteading question.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a good one?
Would you have one?
Yeah, Cassie.
Also, the Macs
I
are
could
from
try to
Mississippi,
think
not
of one.
Louisiana. I knew that was wrong.
Yeah, there was
Oh.
I said Louisiana and you agreed with me.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
You would have been mad if I would have disagreed. So,
Gary, I've thought of all the questions. It's your turn.
okay.
Oh, I may have one.
Go for
Uh-oh.
it. So is it gonna be the first person that answers, or do we wanna do like,
Yes.
okay, Gary
That's,
says
that's the
yes.
only way to do it.
So, this could rile some
Why are
feathers.
you looking at me?
So, what's the best university in Oklahoma?
Oh
my God.
First in the comments, best university in Oklahoma.
So how do we know?
According to who?
Well, wait a minute,
the
how are you
first,
gonna?
the first one that answers, right?
Uh-oh, Hidden Heights
All
Farm
right.
said Sooners.
Oh,
Dang it.
Michelle, was
I
it
mean, he
Michelle Gray?
totally set himself up for that.
Was it Michelle Gray who said
No,
OU?
it was Hidden Heights Farm. Oh, Michelle Gray did say OU.
All right, Michelle Gray, Hidden Heights Farm, you were second.
You stood out because your name's in
So,
blue.
So which
Michelle,
one? Michelle Gray.
Michelle Gray.
what I think we should do, because John came up with that brilliant question, is make him sing Boomer Sooner.
I don't know it. I mean, how would I know?
I just know
You know their fight song.
They play it so much, you have to know.
I know you know.
So
it.
Michelle, you may appreciate this story. So Rue and I, Oklahoma State grads, my wife, my son, Oklahoma State grads, your wife, right? Oklahoma State grad. My daughter, my rebel daughter, goes to OU.
She sounds like a very smart young lady.
Graduated, and yeah, so anyway, we have a house divided.
And
All right.
we've had lots of fun giving these away. And if you weren't here earlier, we talked about on a video we're going to give away a box or two of Wag Bars. That way, those of you who maybe were late getting in or you're not fast at typing, things like that, you will have equal opportunity. Typically, how we do that is we just ask you to comment on the video and then we pick a random one. So there's no got to be first or have the correct answer. But it's fun to do that on these lives. And being the first one is easiest to not let it get out of hand and have to file through for an answer or whatever. So it was so much fun doing this. Is there any other questions you have for them or?
No, I just want to thank them for making the drive from the up Tulsa area,
Absolutely.
coming
Thanks
down
for
to
having
Locust
us.
Grove in Mays County. I know it's a little bit, questionable in this side
Are
of the
you
state.
kidding? I was telling them, I grew up, my buddy is from here, and his cousin has the diner down the hall. So we come up here, when we were big time, come up here to have a sit-down meal.
At Country Cottage, a lot of
Yeah.
these people know Country
Yeah.
Cottage.
So, I remember going there thinking, man, we were high rollers, So,
Yeah.
we're glad to be here. But it is very important for me, again, to tell you two thank you
For sure.
having us.
Yeah.
Because that's a big deal to us. And it's a bigger deal knowing that we're not the social media people. So this could have gone. There's a lot of directions this could have gone. And it could have gone in one of those directions. I don't know it yet. I'll go out and get the truck and be on the way home and go, where that went bad. I'll be like, I didn't know that yet. So I don't know which way it went, but I really do appreciate it because
Yeah, thank
you all have an audience you all have a special connection with them. And for you all to spend your evening and to do a live and make it about us, that's a big deal to me, and I really appreciate
Oh,
it.
you're welcome.
I
Well,
really
thank
do.
you.
And thank you to you guys because without you, we couldn't be here either.
Yes, and lots of people have said they've ordered or they will be ordering next month and different things like that. Those of you are just getting here, notice that I had glasses. Fancy on 14 said I can pull them off. I got these on my lunch break at school today, and so I came back, and when I went and got them, I had a terrible headache, and I was like, I'm gonna put them on and see if that helps. So as I would pass kids, they were like, and then my own personal kids saw me out the window. I do my PE outside. We don't have a gym at our school yet, and they're looking out the window. And Ranger's teacher said that Ranger goes, "My mom has somebody's glasses on, trying to look all cool." And then Ransom yells across the playground, "Where'd you get those?" I said, "At the eye doctor." "What eye doctor? Where? Who gave you those?" So it was funny.
That's great.
The kids were like, "Why are you wearing glasses?" I'm like, "For my eyes."
Yeah.
So, but last thing I had written down, and you guys can answer this or not, but and you had kind of talked about it earlier, but I wrote down, what's your hopes or plans or dreams for the future of Wag Bar? Is there anything you can share with us, or is that to come,
Wow.
or still in the works, or?
Well, we do, we've been doing, so we've got, some samples that we've been working on for Wag Bites. So it's gonna be similar to the bar, except it's gonna be in, just like nuggets. And in a smaller, package. So instead of it being an ounce and 3/5 or whatever that is, 1.35 ounces, it'll be maybe like 0.75 ounces, so a little bit smaller, so you can kind of snack on it. And then some different flavor profiles, like what was that one that I like? It was that jalapeno. What was it?
Cranberry.
Cranberry jalapeno.
Whoa.
It's awesome.
Sounds
Sounds
bold.
fancy.
It's awesome. Yeah. So,
So-
yeah, lots of fun coming.
Yeah, so
All right.
we're that's our next thing is adding the bites to it.
And then be on the lookout as well. We're really ramping up our brick and mortar footprint. So Oklahoma, Texas, probably first.
Someone asked
then-
if there was a
yeah.
store they could get them in.
Yeah, so we are in some stores in Tulsa, the Fiesta Mart stores in Tulsa. You'll find some other independent stores around.
Are you guys in
Oklahoma.
Readers?
We're not in Readers.
Do you know who
We
the
do.
Readers?
Yeah.
Funny story, the grandpa was Gary's neighbor growing up.
Yeah,
Get out.
JV Reader was my next door neighbor growing
Is
up.
that
So
right?
we've
That's
talked
great.
to them through Messenger, but we haven't made it there to meet them in person.
It's a great store.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
cool.
really cool. Just I know it's
really a
Oklahoma
great
stuff
store.
and
That's
things,
right.
so I wondered
That's
if you guys
right.
were there.
Yeah. So be on the lookout.
All right.
In
Cool.
stores coming soon to you.
Well, it is 7:43, and the code will be good for for 1 hour after this live. He said so. Live 15. And we've put the link several times, and Brandon just put it again. So you guys go check that out. But always in our description, you can get 10% off. And you guys look them up on Instagram and TikTok.
Facebook and Facebook.
You do have
yeah.
Facebook? Okay.
My Wag Bar.
Okay, so you guys look them up there, and then their website is really neat if you just want to go in there and look around and see what they're about. If you came in late, their slogan is Beef with a Purpose, because they give back to some awesome charities that is near and dear to our heart, fostering and the food pantry. Is that what-
The Tulsa Iron Gate.
yeah, and so it was just kind of a match made in heaven, for lack of better words. That kind of sounds weird, but we felt like it was just something that we needed to do, and so we're so excited that we did and happy that we did. You have anything else?
Nope. Thank you guys so much for your time this evening. We hope you have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you next time.